in this book, it's a how-to, and we'll do some of that in the workshop as well, how to change from being in the wound, and not from a psychological level, but from a resourceful level, how to shift your wounding to a place where it becomes your greatest strength. Okay? Shall I go into that real quickly?
Well, I was just going to ask really quickly, when I teach a class, or channel meditations, or write the manual that I just did for this previous course, as the information comes through me, I'm learning from it as well.
Oh, yes.
So these books came through you.
Yes.
And what would you say was the biggest aha that you had that was information that was new to you as it was coming through you? What did you learn?
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to my attention again. Walking my talk. I can't write anything that I don't feel that I have worked with. Okay? So, Soul Mastery, I was able to write because I felt like I was in touch with my soul gifts and my soul purpose. Then I started writing Soul Radiance, and I realized as I was writing it, if I wasn't an expression of radiance, I couldn't put out a book called Soul Radiance. Okay? Bring your soul gifts to life. So I had to be that. Did it mean a little inner work? Oh, sure. Okay? Yeah. But it was worth it because I knew if I was going to provide a vehicle for others to get in touch with their soul radiance, I had to be the inspiration. So that was the big aha, is we are the inspiration point for others. Not the gurus, not the teachers, but the inspiration, walking our talk here in this world. So then, Soul Reunion, when that started coming through, it was like, oh, this is the perfect tool, because I'm always saying, how do I get my many parts reconnected, rather than looking at them as, you know, you're this poor little child that got lost at age 2 and things like that. And all of that is wonderful work, absolutely wonderful. But they started giving me a way to reframe it, so I had to do the work to reframe it in myself and not be lazy and go, well, I've got this victim part of me, and it's just the way it is. I went, oh crap, I got to get that reconnected, or I can't talk about Soul Reunion. I had to do it and know that this would work for some of those deep, subterranean places.
Dark in the closet,
Yeah,
all the way in the back corner.
Exactly. So it was really great to, when I moved here, you know, I hit some, stuff hit the fan in terms of a large move, so I got to use the tools. It was really great. And it was like, wow, they work, yes. I feel more united with my soul because I've done the work versus just learning a lesson or, you know, getting to be a better person. I was like, no, I do all of this so that I can be more of my radiant self and more united with my soul and its fantastic gifts. Yeah, so that's a lot. It's fun.
I think that's the biggest thing that here at the temple, with all the classes that we teach, the guest speakers that we have, and the class that I just taught over the weekend, in different ways, we're all saying that at the end of the day is we have to understand we are spirit. This is not something that we talk to and get advice from and connect with through prayer. It is who we are. It is that is what we are and who we are, and it is that belief, that consciousness of separation. That's where all the wounds are. Right? That's where all the pain resides, all the fear, all the shame, all the guilt, all the anger, all of that resides in that fundamental idea that we're alone. And we're not alone. We're never alone. And we can do exercises to bring in our guides and our guardian angels, but even that isn't the same as understanding we are spirit. And I know that a lot of people would feel a little blasphemous saying, I am God, but you are. Each and every one of you, we are all God. God is us. Whatever term you want to use it, whether you want to say spirit, universal, life, creator of all that is, whatever term enables you to resonate with that concept and accept it into yourselves and be a part of you, but we are. That is what we are. It's not what we connect to or aspire to be like. We are not made in that image. We are that blueprint. That's who we are. And it's a corner to turn. But when you do turn that corner and start to realize that's what it is, your life will start laying itself out in ways with ease and grace, and things will happen for you in ways you never imagined could possibly be that easy and graceful and beautifully designed, and things will just come. And it's not hard work, and money does grow on trees, and and it's easy and it's beautiful and graceful. So it's a tough corner to turn, but once you do, it's worth it.
Yeah, because we have a few, you remember that phrase, you used it in the magazine, our greatest gift is, right? Not, our greatest fear is to succeed, not to fail. So our greatest, not gift, but our greatest fear is that we will succeed.
Our greatest fear is not our failure, but our success.
That's it.
Our success.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I never get those quotes right. I'm not good at telling stories either, but oh well.
And by the way, that was misquoted. I thought it was
Yes.
Nelson Mandela. It's Marianne Williamson.
Right, for years everyone thought it was Nelson Mandela.
Because he used it in his inaugural speech.
Yes.
And he must have read her book,
Yes.
was captivated by that paragraph, and he used it in a public forum that so many hundreds of thousands of people heard, and then it was quoted in his speech. And so I guess in his speech he didn't actually give the appropriate credit, not that he meant to withhold it, but
Right.
so it was misinterpreted that it was his words.
Yes.
But I'm sure she doesn't mind. I mean,
No, I
yeah.
read something about the fact that she doesn't mind,
Yeah.
because she obviously believes that she's spirit, he's spirit,
Absolutely.
We'll share the wealth.
Absolutely.
But it is, our success is our greatest fear, so we don't want to be, and there's lots of reasons for it, I won't go into now, we'll be working with it specifically in the workshop, why we don't want to be our powerful, abundant, universal self. And we actually have soul challenges that we have run into or brought with us, however you want to put it, that have kept us from feeling like, gee, if I'm that powerful, something horrible is going to happen to me. So if you feel that, it's not true, but it is a fact that's being held as what I call a barnacle in your soul. But it can be changed, like that, the ease and grace. Yeah, so embodying, like Reverend Danielle was saying, is the key, and it does make things easy and graceful.
Shrinking away from the power is, I think we might misuse it, we're not worthy of it, that it's too much for us, that we'll forget who we are, that we'll become arrogant. I mean, your ego will just throw out hundreds of reasons as to why you shouldn't have that power, because it's afraid of you having that power, because then you only depend on it. And it's this kind of catch-22 relationship. But working through having these fears of being empowered, the one thing I can recommend to you that worked for me was when I talked to my ego, that third dimensional energy, and said, we can work together on this. You're not going to get stamped out. I'm not trying to eradicate my ego, because then it goes, I have to be alive, but let's work in unison and bring it in as a team. And I got less and less resistance from my ego as I communicated to her like she was a person that wanted to be acknowledged and heard and had the right to exist. And that's when she went, okay, now what are we talking about here? What is this spirit thing, and what is it going to do for us? And then it wasn't a battle. And then my ego got on board with, okay, let's make life easier. I like the idea of feeling safe. I like the idea of knowing that I can't be hurt, that I can't be yelled at, that all of these negative things won't happen to me. And I got her interest in working with me instead of against me. So those are some of the things, if you hear internal dialogue that says, I'm not that great, that's not possible, I'm not worthy of that, then start having a dialogue with your ego and see if you can't get him or her on board with you, and then when there's no resistance, it'll go even faster.
Yeah, that is union, that is reunion, remembering that all parts of us are part of our